Hey y'all, welcome to Pure South Pastures Farm. What do you do when you have a weed that is absolutely taking over everything? Our practices here, we don't want to spray, so we're trying to figure out a way to control. So today I'm on the tractor. I don't know if you can tell that or not, but on the tractor, and I want to show you what we're dealing with, maybe get some input from those of you who are working in the grazing space as well. And let's talk about how we can push back some of these invasive weeds. Hang out today. Hey, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, hit the bell if you want to be notified of this content. And let's talk about these weeds, how we deal with them, and what we can do to kind of push them back a little bit. Thanks for being with us today. So what I'm doing today is I'm clipping pasture that hasn't been grazed very much, and I hate to clip it because I know that I'm clipping tips of grass as well, and the cows haven't been out here. But this is a new farm, new to us, and it had been set stock grazed for probably over 50 years. And I think it probably, I don't know, probably had been sprayed. Not exactly sure how they cared for it, but what we're dealing with is goatweed, and it's crazy how thick it is. So it's obviously overshadowing our grass, and so we need to, honestly, I'm concerned about how when it goes to seed, how much more of it is going to be here next year. So we're trying to press it back. So I'm not against, I don't know what your mentality is, but I'm not against weeds. I think some weeds and having weeds creates diversity. I think a lot of things that we call weeds, our cattle will eat, and they'll gain different nutrients from them. And so I'm not against weeds. I am against just an overpowering weed that seems to shade out all the grass. That's what I'm battling against. So I want diversity. I want to have weeds in the pasture. Our cows eat dock. They eat all kinds of different weeds. And so I'm not trying to just kill every weed, but I do want to show you what I'm talking about, because this one that we're battling is tough. Check this out. So here's pasture that I have clipped. Just clip the tops off. You can see a lot of the residual from the weeds that I'm talking about laying there. Let me show you how bad this stuff gets. If you're in the South, you may know all about this weed. This is, I think the scientific name is woolly Croton, goatweed. I don't know why they call it goatweed, because I don't know if even goats will eat it. I don't think sheep will eat it. And it doesn't trample well because it has a pretty thick stalk, kind of woody, and it just doesn't, you step on it and it just kind of pops back up. So you don't get a lot of trample effect from it even when you tighten them down. So you can see how that just it just shades out all of our coming on grass. We've been trying to give this farm a solid rest, trying to let it kind of rebuild because it has been pressed so hard for so many years, and it just wasn't coming on fast at all. So in doing so, now we've got this to deal with. So I really hated coming in and clipping it, but at the same time, I felt like if we don't get a hold of this, it could get worse and worse. So I'm really not sure about the seed on this plant. To me, it looks like there's a seed on the tips of that. I'm not sure exactly if that's the seed or how that works, but some of you who may know more about it might be able to chime in and give some info on that. But so anyway, what I'm trying to do is clip this back, cut it back. And now I've done some other pastures. It will come back. Some of these plants will take off, but they don't come back as strong and they don't come back as thick. So it's a battle. It sure does look better out here than it does out there, looking into the sun. So that's my neighbor's pasture over there. He's the landowner we purchased this farm from. That's his younger, I think it's some steers right there that he's grazing. So we've not owned this farm a year yet. This is our first summer on it. And you can see this stuff is, it's not the best grass as far as like grass types. There's some St. Augustine, some carpet grass. There's a lot of weeds, a lot of broom sedge, green broom sedge. But anyway, just trying to cut back the weeds so that the grass can get sunlight, so that photosynthesis can take place, and hopefully we'll be building some roots while we give this a rest. There's some Bermuda on an anthill. Anthills always grow a big tuft of grass. So anyway, if you have input on how to deal with this goatweed, as far as I know, nothing will eat it except for turkeys. Ground nesting birds eat the seed off of it, but as far as I know, I don't know of anything else that will eat it. I believe it's toxic to the animals. So anyway, this is one of the scratch your head, try to figure out the best way. Our practices are, we don't want to spray. We've got great soil biology happening on our farm, lots of dung beetles. I'll do a video on that next, because the dung beetles are absolutely, I mean, they are just destroying the manure piles. Within 2 days, there'll just be dung beetle mounds all over the manure piles. So we want to keep doing that. We haven't been putting anything on the cows, and they've been battling with the flies, but they're doing well. It's crazy to me, because it seems like some days they're better than others, or some days flies are worse than others. But they still have been doing well with that. So we're going to continue doing what we're doing there. And so we don't want to spray. And I guess if worse comes to worse, to try to get this farm jump started, we might have to give in at some point. I don't know, but right now we're going to try every other measure. There's a lot of dog fennel in here too, which really doesn't bother me too bad. Dog fennel's that tall. It just kind of stands up and is ugly. Our cows actually, they'll tip that. They'll eat the tips of it. But they won't eat it like down to the ground. I don't know if you can see or not, man. This is cool. All the dragonflies, golly, you probably can't see them. If you see little flickers in the sunlight, I'm pointing right into the sun, but there are thousands and thousands of dragonflies. As I've been mowing, there have been butterflies, man, just butterflies everywhere. Grasshoppers all over the place, man. You can see the grasshoppers flying around. So we're working on trying to build biology, soil biology, and get this farm up and going without putting on chemical fertilizer, without spraying, and just trying to build it with our animals, and by letting the soil do what God made it to do. So help me, if you have experience with woolly croton, goatweed, what have you done to battle it? Have you ever seen it or had it where it's trying to overtake like this when you let a farm rest? Hopefully clipping's going to help it quite a bit. Sure does look better. I'm going to get back on the tractor and try to make some more rounds tonight before dark. I appreciate you guys following along on our journey as we learn how to live this lifestyle of regenerative farming, raising healthy animals on healthy land. And sometimes the land is not so healthy, and we're trying to build it and make it healthy. So I just am so grateful for you being on this journey with us. We're trying to learn. If you have input, please share in the comments below. Tell me about your experience with this weed. If you're in the South, you've been battling it. Maybe you had a farm where you rested it and allowing the biology to kind of give some time, some roots to build up. Give me some comments, share with me your experiences, and I'll see you on the next one. God bless you guys. Make today a great day, and I hope God blesses all you do. I'll see you later.